Hi, this is Paul from Rick Jones Pianos, and that was music of George Gershwin, the second of his three preludes, played on a 1936 Steinway Model A-III. The Model A-III was only produced in America by Steinway between 1914 and 1942, and it has never been recreated or resurrected, or whatever you want to call it, in the years since. It is now a completely extinct model and has been now for almost 80 years. Well, exactly 80 years, in fact, since this is now 2022. And what's interesting about this, for several things, I can't even think of everything that I want to tell you about the A-III, but it is still a very much sought after piano by people who know Steinways. In fact, it was once upon a time sought after by me. And I ended up buying one from this store in 2015, and it's been just an incredible experience owning such a piano. Mine was built in 1929, this was built in 1936. George Gershwin, the famous American composer, actually purchased two of these and set them side by side in his home. There are many photos of him sitting at his piano and photos of the piano by itself in his home. It was a formidable model, and the reason why I'm told that it's no longer made is because it was so formidable for its size. It's only 6 feet 4.5 inches, that it was taking sales away from the larger Model B, which is 6 feet 10.5 inches, sometimes referred to as a 7-footer. And, well, for obvious reasons, Steinway could not allow the smaller, less expensive Model A-III to detract from the larger Model B, so they discontinued it. And in fact, there was no Model A produced in America by Steinway until the early 2000s. I think it was either 2005 or 2006 that they reintroduced the Model A. But interestingly, it was not the model that you see here. It was not the A-III. They went back to the older A2 design, which was only 6 feet 2 inches, 6 feet 2 inches. And that's what you can buy today. It is still an impressive piano, obviously, but it's not like this. The Model A-III is, not to exaggerate, but it is a very special model, especially when they turn out as spectacularly as this piano did. They have a tremendous amount of tonal range, dynamic range. They can go from whisper soft to a full-throated roar. They have a tremendously powerful bass for their size. It really sounds like a bigger piano, there's no doubt about it. And there's no doubt that's why people were so taken with this model during the years that it was produced, because you could get a smaller, less expensive Steinway grand that sounded very, very close to the power and range that you could get with the larger Model B, but it didn't take up as much floor space, and it didn't take up as big of a chunk of your bank account either. And honestly, that's what attracted me to the model as well. I could get a smallish, large Steinway grand in my living room that would give me the satisfaction that I could get from a larger Model B, but in a smaller package like this. And they're tremendous. Piano rebuilders like us seek these models out, and we know that as soon as we rebuild them and put them on the floor, they will be snapped up. The Model A2, which you can buy today, brand new, sells for, as of 2022, sells for $110,500. That is almost double the price that we're asking for this piano. New Steinways today come with a 5-year warranty, and I'm not criticizing that at all. But if you could get a Model A-III, not available for 80 years, for half the price of a new Model A2, and you could get a 10-year warranty with it instead of a 5-year warranty that you get with a new Steinway, I can't see any reason why you wouldn't go for that. I did. Countless customers that I've met here over the years have. The A-III has never been able to stay in our inventory for very long before somebody snaps it up. When we make these videos and put them on our website, they go out to the entire country, and probably people in other countries as well. So it doesn't take long before people start to notice, oh, Rick Jones Pianos has an A3 in stock, I better do something about it. So here we are again. We haven't had one of these in months. I remember the last one, it was from 1939. Now that matters. I've seen them from the entire spectrum from 1914 all the way up to 1942, and they were consistently excellent every single year they produced this model. This particular one has been rebuilt in our shop. It has all new Steinway hammers, shanks, and flanges. It has a new pin block, new tuning pins, and all new strings. So it has the tuning stability and the mechanical reliability of a brand new piano, but with that creamy, buttery, lush tone that only Steinway A-IIIs built before World War II have, at least in my experience. There's nothing like it. I'm not joking. I could literally recognize the Model A-III blindfolded. If you sat me down in front of one and said, play this piano and tell me what it is, I would know it's an A-III. That's how distinctive they are, especially if you're accustomed to playing them every so often, as we are. And if you're fortunate enough to own one, you get very familiar with the unique tonal characteristics of these models. Also the touch. They have a wonderful touch, and it's very, very hard to describe in words, but you know it when you feel it. I've sometimes used the words floaty or bouncy to describe the touch. It feels light under the fingers because it seems to give way easily under your finger pressure. But yet, unlike a truly light action, you have complete control over the dynamics. As much control as you have, as much technical ability as you have, the piano can go there with you, if you will. It can allow you to realize every tonal possibility, every subtle little nuance of expression that you hear in your head when you're playing a piece. If you have the technical ability to produce that tone with your hands, the piano can make it happen for you. It is completely responsive and receptive to the slightest output or input from the pianist, no matter how subtle the variations of touch are. That's why accomplished pianists really, really love these pianos. They sit down and play one and they feel like they're playing at their best. In fact, sometimes if you've been playing on a subpar piano and you're a very accomplished pianist, you might feel like you're playing better than your best. It's a strange phenomenon that happens. I've had people say to me that the piano makes them sound better than they really are. Of course, that's not true. That's an illusion. The piano cannot make you sound better than you really are. The piano can make you realize how good you've always been, and you didn't know it because you were playing on a subpar instrument that didn't give you that responsiveness that a really fine instrument can. So I've talked enough. Thanks for putting up with this long soliloquy about this piano, but it's the kind of piano that inspires enthusiasm, shall we say. And I'm very enthused about this piano, and I think anyone who owns it will be as well. It's a special piano, and we're very happy to have it. I would rate the tone of this piano a 5 on a scale from 1 to 10. It's very, very neutral, right in the middle between the extremes of brightness and mellowness. It's in that perfect sweet zone. Same for the touch. I would give the touch a 5 on a scale of 1 to 10 from light to heavy. It's very, very comfortable, very, very responsive. It gives you the illusion of lightness, but it gives you the responsiveness of a firm keyboard. So it's right there in the middle between the two extremes of light and heavy. You can have absolute control over this piano. If you have the technique to pull it off, I do not. I can play reasonably well, but I do not have the technique to pull off some of the really, really subtle things that I would like to do with the music that I play. But if you're an accomplished pianist, or a professional pianist, or a teacher, or somebody that's been playing for a really long time and has a good grasp of classical repertoire, or non-classical repertoire, it doesn't really matter. If you have the experience to be able to play with lots of subtlety, with lots of nuance, with lots of articulation and clarity, this piano is going to knock your socks off. You will be so happy to have it in your home. So if you're interested in this piano, if you'd like to come visit the piano and try it out here in the store, if you just want to talk to somebody about it over the phone, we're here 7 days a week. Our phone number is 301-345-5425, and you can call us anytime during normal business hours, and one of us will be more than happy to talk to you about this piano or any other piano we have in the store. So thanks very much for watching, and we hope to see you here.